Patrik f0rest Lindberg is one of the most recognized and respected players in Counter-Strike. From the CS 1.6 glory days in Fnatic and SK to being one of the unchallenged kings in CSGO with ninjas and pyjamas, f0rest is one of the oldest players in CS history. He is extremely versatile, as one can see him opening up bomb sites with superior entry fragging firepower, lurking and supporting whenever needed, and picking up the sniper rifle whenever required.
Bit here. NIP aren't completely flawless at this point, but it has to be quick from FaZe. They have no kits, but f0rest in a lovely position. Watching the— oh! What? f0rest, that was sick. He finds Rain and looks for more. This guy's on fire right now.
Hi everybody, I'm f0rest. I'm a player for NIP.
f0rest grew up in the Upplands Wasby area of Stockholm County in Sweden. Just like any other kid, he was passionate about football. He would be a cheerful and fun-loving person, but would also be the most serious player in the field. You could say that he knew how to have fun even while trying hard. He used to play plenty of Warcraft 3 when he got his first computer, and was introduced to CS by his friend's father. He formed a team called IRA where he started playing for fun. Later, he joined Team Doom and started attending local tournaments with them. After spending a couple of years with them, he realized that he is actually pretty good at the game. That's when he decided to start dedicating more and more time to it. He went on to play for a LAN cafe sponsored team called Virtual Experience Online, abbreviated VXO. There, he met Tentpole. These two players would go on to play for Fnatic later on. He was only 15 years old when this happened, and people had already started noticing him. Later, he and Tentpole joined f0rest Gaming, an old-school Swedish powerhouse which has produced superstars like Robin, Zed and Threat, all of whom had been or would go on to be f0rest's teammate at some point. f0rest and Tentpole made a lot of noise and upset some big teams at OptiHack 2005, where they beat big names like MTW among others and came second. Only months later, f0rest, Robin and Tentpole left f0rest Gaming to become a part of Begrip alongside Kalippo and Iskal. This is the beginning of f0rest's professional career. He made his international LAN debut at the World Esport Games Tournament in South Korea in 2005 under the Begrip banner. Begrip defeated all the opponents and won $50,000. Following this victory, f0rest decided to drop out of high school to pursue his professional Counter-Strike career. He was nominated as the Newcomer of the Year and the Best Player of the Year in 2005. In 2006, f0rest and Tentpole joined Fnatic. 2006 was very successful for Fnatic, but 2007 and 8 were not that good as they won only a handful of tournaments. In 2009, Archie and INS retired, and Fnatic was joined by Gux and GetRight. Little did they know that the bond of friendship that was growing between f0rest and GetRight would turn them into the most dynamic and celebrated duo of CS. Fnatic went on to become the single most dominant team that year. But in 2010, Fnatic could not repeat the same success as new champions Na'Vi stood in their way.
Knocking off Fnatic, the team that could have been the first team to ever put back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters victories together. Didn't happen for them today. Great second place for Fnatic though, but it's Na'Vi who have just stamped their mark on the Counter-Strike.
To get out of that slump, they tried to replace Khan and DSN by attempting to get SK Gaming's Robin and Alan to join the team. That move was not allowed, so f0rest and GetRight left Fnatic to join SK alongside Robin and Alan. They had a good run in SK Gaming for 2 years. However, in 2012, the players of SK Gaming had a fallout with the management of the team. The SK Gaming management refused to send the players to GameGune 2012. 2012 was also the time when CSGO was released. f0rest and GetRight had been playing it since the beta version. Heaton wanted to rekindle the NIP brand and venture into CSGO. Without a doubt, f0rest and GetRight left SK Gaming to join NIP and transition over to CSGO. At the start of the CSGO era, NIP was the most dominant team. They had an unbeaten winning streak of 87 matches in a row on LAN events. This streak was finally broken by Virtus.pro, who defeated them 16-14 in the SLTV Star Series 5.
Is there, and if he decides no one is, so now the bomb is going to go down. Oh, but Adrian coming in from behind, get right with a kill. Adrian with another one, it's a double kill for him. Great turn of events. Adrian with a triple kill, it's all an assist. He loses this one round, and that's going to be it. 16-14. They lose the first map versus Pro, the first team in history to beat NIP on LAN. They must be feeling happy.
But the real threat to NIP would be the French team Very Games, who would contest them on multiple occasions. This French-Swedish rivalry used to be the El Clasico of Counter-Strike back then. NIP still continued their show of dominance, winning majors like ESL1 Cologne 2014 against Fnatic, who also at that time were one of the favorites to win. f0rest would retire from competitive CSGO. This marks the beginning of their inconsistent phase. NIP had a dominant run so far when the teams were still struggling to get their grip on the new game, but now they had started to slip. They would lose to the French LDLC roster in DreamHack Winter 2014 final, and in ESL1 Katowice 2015, they would lose to Fnatic in the grand final and come in second once again. NIP only managed to make it to the playoffs at the MLG Columbus Major. Amidst the disappointing performances, f0rest got a blessing and a reason to celebrate. He got married to his longtime girlfriend Sandra on 5th August 2017. Even though NIP are not in a position where they can live up to their old glory days, every now and then we get to see some instances of NIP magic as they put up stellar performances.
Smoke on the site anyway, f0rest has picked up one. Can he go any better than that? He knows it's been better. Oh my god, f0rest! Magnifique in Marseille! That was ridiculous!
Through the highs and lows, f0rest kept at it. His dedication and love for the game is what makes him a timeless relic of CSGO. This year, f0rest turned 30, and with that, he is one of the oldest and most experienced players of the game. Even though the younger players are swooning the audiences right now, f0rest believes that his age is not a limiting factor.
I'm not too scared of my age right now. I still believe I can compete for many years at least. That's my goal at least. As long as I can compete with the top players and really feel that I can still contribute to the team, that's when I'm excited to be playing. I still have the passion. I still want to grab the trophies.
f0rest will always be celebrated as one of the finest players that the game has to offer.
I'm coming home.